Hi, my name is Olga and I'm a real estate sales trainer here in Dubai, teaching agents individually or on a corporate level how to become successful, make more money, and of course, be the best in what you do and love your job. Before you click that subscribe and like and maybe a notification button, I want to warn you. My content is not for everyone. I do not expect you to like, resonate, or even believe in anything I'm saying. What I invite you instead is to try it out and decide for yourself. Is this technology of non-manipulative sales working for you or no? Without further delay, the next video is from my trainings. I would love you to comment down below if you will find something useful. Comment what was useful for you. And if you do not agree with something I said, please comment about that as well. This type of feelings, or the type of, let's say we can call it problems, are actually having all the same root. They're all coming from the same place. And guess what is the place? Childhood. Fantastic. Yeah, the therapist told you. So much. What does it mean, childhood? Why the childhood? And position, right? You don't have a life experience. You don't have any understanding. Your prefrontal cortex is not formed. It forms at 21. So you are not able to understand the consequences, fully understand, physically understand the consequences of your decisions. So that's why we have a guardian, which are our parents. But can I ask you this question? Are your parents professional parents? Have they been taught how to be a parent? Do you think anyone had ever a great childhood which formed him in a beautiful person, which has no problems whatsoever?
I think one way or another there will be something that the parents will miss.
It shapes our personality. Our parents are just human beings. They are not gods. And that was for me specifically, even though I was quite a rebellious person, and I will use myself as an example, because I want you to understand that no one is ideal, no one is perfect. Everyone is having the problem. This is not a problem, this is just the features of your personality. And it depends on how you, in adulthood, work through their statement or beliefs which you received as non-negotiable rules when you were a kid. Yeah, I call it an eggshell of yourself. Yeah, which is a survival mechanism which been formed in your parent family. Can you connect to that? A survival mechanism which you formed to survive in your parent family. It's nothing bad, nothing good. You wanted to survive. You are a creature, you are an animal. We all have a evolutionary approach to survival. So for us to survive, you build up this shell which helped you through whatever rules and regulations were back then. Do you think this shell is useful for you now? Accepting your real self. Let me click all of this. Rejection, desire to look good. What's behind it? It's all the same root cause. There is two ideas, right? There is your ideal self, which you've been taught to be in your childhood. Then, if you're going to be doing this, if you're going to give us good marks, if you're going to behave a certain way, if you're going to be this ideal self, you will receive what? Love and care from your parents, right? And for the parents to train your ideal self, they used two most common techniques, which is shame and guilt. You are guilty because you haven't done it. I am ashamed of you. A parent feels it. Like, look at this mechanism, guys. And we are just like chit-chatting here. The parent has his own idea of his ideal self, ideal parent. Yeah, I want to be ideal parent, and when I'm ideal parent, my kids are not bringing home bad marks. My kids are behaving great at school. My kids are the best in sports. And if my kid is doing something different, my ideal self, which doesn't exist, of course, no one is ideal, there is real self, is suffering. I feel ashamed of myself. So what I will have to do, I have to fix this. So I want my kid to behave the way I need to feel that my ideal self is fed. So I'm going to put what? Guilt on him. If you're not behaving the way I want you, you feel guilty and you correct yourself. So I don't have to feel ashamed anymore. You see how that works, guys? Have you ever thought about that? And it's not good, it's not bad. No one is a villain here. This is just a mechanism which everyone is using because people usually spend 70 to 90% of their lifetime unconscious. Your parents been taught that way. So they have these beliefs and ideas about themselves, and they thought that this is the best they can do in the position that they were. They wanted you to be the best version, right? So they used this mechanism. And that was great. It helped you to survive. So the position that we're going to discuss today, how we can look at what is not working for us anymore from our past. So all of these feelings you have because in all of us, including me, we have our ideal self, whom I should be, and I only want to look at this ideal self. I don't want to accept that there is a real me. And the real me is probably very much different from the ideal one. And the funny thing that this real one never going to become ideal because it's not possible. Ideal person is a robot, doesn't have emotions, doesn't have mistakes, doesn't have opportunity to learn from mistakes because he's already ideal, right? So the disconnect, the more the difference between your real self and ideal self, the more fear of being judged, desire to look good, fear of rejection occurs. So it only happens if you do not expect the reality of your real self. You don't want to look there. You judge yourself and you want to be ideal. Does it resonate with you? That's why people are talking about journaling. Yeah? When I first started journaling, I was like, Jesus Christ, just write about something. It doesn't feel good. I don't see any results actually out of there. Yeah, I'm kind of letting myself out on paper, but it's not structural. So when you have this 3, 4, 5 questions, and I will give you 2 by the end of this session, and you every day just answering those questions, you train yourself to have focus on an adult position, and from adult position, you are kind of undoing the magic that's been done for you in your childhood by your parents. Oh, sorry. So now we are going to the good girl, good boy. Doesn't matter let's put it, the upbringing doesn't matter. Our parents wanted us to comply. They have their own expectations of themselves back then when they were a child, and then they haven't achieved something, so they want the kids to achieve from the best intentions. It's nothing against our parents. We don't need to know, okay, my dad was, a heavy drinker, so that's why I don't have so much trust now in male because he was promising me that he's gonna stop drinking, and he was not. And I was the one fixing my mom and my dad, and between of them, I'm talking about my story, guys. So I can get myself back, into a child position now, what I'm doing, right? Someone else is responsible. My parents, fantastic, I found it. And the adult position in this specific case is going to be, okay, in that situation back in my childhood, my parents been living their own life, busy life, the same as I'm doing. I have so many things are happening. So I have attention potentially to the kid, of course, but the kid is not the center of my universe in reality, most of the time. I still have my own concern. Were they licensed as the best parents? Have they got a degree from the university how to treat kids? No. Do I have a choice now being an adult to act a different way and see and create the events in my life which are not guided by my dad was just not good? Doesn't matter. He did the best possible in that situation. That's why I'm like this. I would say could be worse. You never know. So, self-validation through others. Now we're talking about how you can understand, do you have the good girl or good boy syndrome? You always look for self-validation through others, meaning if someone told you, oh, you did this great, oh, I really like your services, oh, you was very helpful, oh, you did that. So you don't feel yourself okay if you do not receive external validation on a daily basis. You start to feel sad, you doubt yourself, depressed sometimes, you look and you feel like as soon as you got your validation, your mood immediately goes up. Everyone has it, guys. Oh, I have it. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, why I'm like, and I'm like thinking about myself, why I'm a little bit like down. I was like, it's because of that client and that client. And as soon as I've got the validation, some of my coaching clients, for example, told me, oh my God, you changed my life. And he's just like showering me with this emotions. And I'm just sitting there and I'm feeling, yeah, it does work. I'm in the moment focusing on how my ideal self is feeling validated, right? And I'm just absolutely love it. At the same time, I'm trying to be a supervisor, saying it doesn't mean anything. Even if you would not tell me that, I'm still okay. So the self-confidence, guys, the true self-confidence, is when you do not depend on any external validation at all, ever. You allow yourself to be your real self, and you act and transform and learn skills, you do work activities through your real self, accepting who you are, right? But this is a long work, guys. Desire to please, to look good. Fear of mistakes is a risk of not being liked. Fear of mistakes, so better I'm not to do anything, right? Because if I'm not doing anything, I'm not mistaken. Atrophy of the ability of understanding one's desire. So you don't know what you like. And I'm saying it's not only about I don't know what I like, this type of work or that type of work. I don't know what I like, this type of movie or that type of movie. I'm saying, guys, if you think about yourself, well, I've got my, I'm working through all of these tools on myself as well. And then I just started. I was like, I really don't know anymore which food do I like. I don't know. Yeah?
What is the meaning of that?
It's your muscles having an atrophy. They are not moving. When you have a Botox, there is an atrophy of muscle. You see? They're dead. But then they can still got better. But this is, you don't feel anything. an ability to have feelings or desires which are connecting with yourself. The desires are only brought from outside for you to fulfill the expectations of others to look good. So that means that if that's something that, if you think about it, the great way to start feeling yourself back, or even if you feel yourself and it's so great, to enhance it is to focus on in the moment. Everyone is drinking coffee. I need coffee. You stop yourself and think, okay, let me ask yourself, Olga, what do you really want? What would you like? Would you like coffee or tea? So when you are having a time between the reaction that you give, usually automatically, and the stimulus, everyone is having a coffee. This is a stimulus. Oh, I'm going to have a coffee. Do I even want a coffee? What do I want? What I want? What Olga wants? Not to please others. Not to look good. What I want. How do I want to be on social media? Maybe I don't care, right? Maybe I'm going to talk about being natural and not doing any Botox. I want to talk about lines. And actually, if you look at this, we are, as a human being, we are very much attracted to a real confident people. And the real confident people, they are, I would say, unique. Usually they are not like others. They have fails and mistakes. They might be not ideal with the body. They might not have a best look or the best accent or anything. But just because they hold it with acceptance, we are attracted to it somehow. Because they are not like everyone else. So guys, in social media, it's very important to see and understand what would be your feature. Which out of your uniqueness, which might be considered by your ideal self as ugliness, but you will embrace it. Accepting this, and social media is a great tool for that, guys, because you are enhancing your experience by being able to accept yourself in the eyes of hundreds of people. If you made it that far, then maybe the information that I would about to share would be interesting for you. I'm recording it on 25th, is it? Yes, of July, and middle of August, this is what I'm planning. I am launching my first course. It's a 3 months of a mix online and offline training with me in person, or as you understood, online, where we will go through the sales skills, negotiations, market knowledge, and how to understand the different types of clients in Dubai. Everything you need to make you a top 1% of agents in Dubai. Down below in the description, you will find the link and you can join my waiting list.